All right, guys, so as you see in the title, I'm going to make a white version King Grayskull, or a lighter version of King Grayskull. I didn't like that they race swapped him, so I'm gonna go through it, open this, take everything apart, take the foot off, take the legs, take the loincloth somehow, figure that out, and hopefully it's not glued, and remove the hair actually as well. Remove that hair, put it on him, and yeah, so that's what we're gonna do today. I have some hot water boiling, and I will get back to you once I'm done. Once I start it. All right, so I got some hot boiling water here, and that's gonna help loosen up this plastic. We're gonna get the boots off. I took the armor off already, and hopefully this loosens the loincloth. And with a screwdriver and or a filer that I have here, I'm gonna help pry this out. So just keep watching. I'm gonna take a nice jacuzzi bath in the hot water. All right. So that should be enough time to get these boots out. Got a paper towel here to dry all this up. Now let's see if that was enough time to get the boots off. Ready? Oh, this guy is tough in there. All right, we're just gonna let it sit some more. Go ahead, He-Man, just relax there. All right, so I dunked him a little more. Let's see if it comes off now. Try it up a bit. Okay, now it's coming out. There we go. So we got the boot out. You want to see what that looks like? There you go. Put that to the side. Get the other one out. There we go. Got them out. Now. Oh, well, that fell off. We didn't need that. Now, let's see how he looks. All right, so maybe I could just pull him out there. There we go. Okay, that's no problem. And I'm taking the legs out because this is what's going to help get the loincloth up over. Let's see, what's it say here? 2020 Mattel. Made in Vietnam. All right, so we're going to... His hand came off too. I didn't even realize that. All right, so because this side, I'm going to dunk him in there some more. I have to get a... Now... If he falls in, yep, he fell in. All right, I'm going to have to get some tongs. All right, so we'll come back. All right, so he's been drowning in there. Let's see if that's enough time. And I'm only, just in case, I'm only doing this like 1 minute at a time, 2 minutes at a time, depending on how it feels. All right, we're going to see how it feels. All right, so this looks like this comes... Whoa, that is burning me. All right, so I'm trying to figure out if the plastic comes... Oh, this is rubber. Okay, it's like a pliable once it's melted. Okay, the way it's feeling is that's gonna need more time soaking in there. So I'll come back in like 2 more minutes. All right, so I took them out, and I got, if you can see here, so we want to get it up and over the hips. You know what I mean? And it's good to use, if you're going to use some pliers, it's good to use pliers that don't have ridges so that you won't damage the loincloth here. So I'm trying to get it up and over, and you just got to get it just right. And try not to rip it. So once you got one side, you want to try to work your way around it. And like just come down with it. So because it's warm, it got some play. All right. Oh, see that there? It ripped a little bit. So as long as I don't rip it up too much, and if it starts to rip like that, you know what? I don't even see the other piece. I'm wondering if it was like that. So I'm just gonna dunk it some more, because as it cools down, it starts to get harder. So you always want it to have it nice and pliable. So we'll just leave it soak a little bit more. And hopefully I can just bring it up and over. Alright, that's not working. So we'll just keep trying with the flathead. Again, that's why you take the legs off. Oh, there goes the head. The whole thing just fell in. Alright. So I'm just gonna try to keep pushing on down. Again, you gotta do it while it's hot. Alright, so what I'm seeing is that this is still the loincloth. And that's why it's giving me a hard time. So I wonder if I can flip this up. Let me see if I can flip this up and then get the loincloth down first and then the buckle. So again, gonna just let it sit there. So I'm making all the mistakes down so that way you learn. You got it? So we'll be back. Alright, so I kept doing this. As you can see here, it's sliding off. So the loincloth and the belt buckle are two pieces. Alright, so I'm getting it out. Get my pliers. My pliers with no ridges. And just pull on it down. There we go, we're getting it off. There we go. So I got this piece off. I'm just gonna let that sit in there. And put this back in here, warm it up, and I'll be back. Alright, so it was soaking in there. Now I'm gonna try to get it up and over the hips. Okay. There we go. I got it. So that's what it looks like. So it was beginning to rip here and here. But as I look, I don't see, unless these are the pieces, could be. But I really don't see the pieces in here. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to let that sit there and soak and wait. So I had the head sitting here. If you see how it is, it's glued in, I think, 2 spots. So I'm going to rip this hair out. And so I'm doing all my mistakes on the He-Man, which is not too many mistakes, actually. But then I'm going to do it on him, because since he's a pricier figure, I don't want to damage him too much as I'm doing this swap. So we're going to let him sit in there. I'm going to open this guy up, and then I'm going to put him in hot water as well. All right, I'll get back to you. So I got him out the package, and he's pretty much the same. I think he's the same scope as He-Man. Same scope, just different colors, and the gauntlets. I'm going to see if I can take these gauntlets off. I think they can. I think it's a separate piece. So I'm just going to have him sitting in here in the water as well. And I will get back to you once I got him nice and loose. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. But my water is getting cool, so I am going to have to warm it up again. We'll be back. All right, so I rewarmed it. I dunked Mr. Fake Grayskull in here. I'm going to take out his boots. Whoa, again, hot. As you see the steam. Whoop, there goes the camera. All right, got his legs off. Same as He-Man. Got his feet. I don't think I dunked him that low, so let me dunk him in some more. Oh, well, we'll just let him in there. You're gonna boil. So, I won't bore you with this part. We'll come back. So, while I'm still waiting, He-Man's head is down here, so I'm gonna start ripping this head off, the hair. Try that up. Peel this part off right here. And again, they glue the bottom part of his hair in the top part. There we go. Get that off. Come on. And if anything, once you're done, you can re-glue these pieces. Alright. I think I'm going to need 2 pliers. Let me stick this in here, see what happens. Oh, a bald He-Man. There we go. Alright. There you go. Look at that ripping off. There we go. And it's like a T. That way you do it. So I'm hoping that King Grayskull is the same way. Alright. Alright. So let's take this out. Let's get his legs out. Oh, ripped off. The hands are like the first things to fall off in here. Alright. That's what we want. We want the hips out. Alright. I'm going to need my pliers here. There we go. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Alright. There we go. We got that part off. The cuffs. It looks like the cuffs I could just pull off. There we go. Yep. They're held with just a little bit of glue. Look at that. So next I'm going to let this soak a little more. And then I'm going to take that out. Alright, so again, like I said, this came off. It was like, they have like one little, I don't know if you can see that right there. That little white. That off yellow part right there. That's how much glue they have on these. So you can just, because there's like a little insert right here. If you see that. So that just slips back on. And I already put the cuffs on him. On He-Man here. And I put the, so that's looking good so far. Let's get the hands on. The other hand. Now I have the alternate head in here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and try and pull this one out. Hopefully it's the same like T looking glue, and so far it looks like that, but this is a little hot. Let me get it dried up. Now what I'm gonna do with the hair, I'm gonna go back to the old cartoon photos, and I'm going to see what color was King Grayskull's hair. Was it this brown? If not, I'm going to make it blonde, paint it blonde, or I'm going to put the highlights, because I think it was like a dirty blonde if I remember correctly. We're going to go ahead and pull this guy out. Now all of this is just tugging at it, continuing to tug on it. There we go. And if we could see, He-Man's head is slightly bigger. And the T is not all that great. So I'm gonna eventually try to remove some of this. Maybe my file will help me. I got a set of files. That's just a whole bunch of them. Get some of the hair crust out. Alright, this guy is just acting up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna file it. Well, let's see how the head looks. The hair looks with the head on the head. So again, it's a different head. Now, what I was going to do originally is paint him this, but then I would have to find the whole paint because it's going to be hard to get the right color. So I said, you know what, let me just swap the hairs out. So maybe with enough crazy glue, I'm going to file their hair down a little better. Try to get the hairline right. But pretty much it's just gonna look like that. I'm gonna try to get this glued in right so it'll look like that. So now we got that. This guy's been soaking for a pretty while. So what I learned with this He-Man is that it's a two-piece. The classic line is not two-piece, it's just one whole piece. So, since I learned my lesson, I'm going to go ahead and flip this part up first. And you want to do this when it's hot because you can't do it, obviously, when it's cool. And it doesn't want to flip up. So we need to assist it. Alright. So the way I had it, it won't stay up. So what I'm going to have to do is begin to try to pry this guy off. See that right there? That's kind of what we want. So I'm going to, ouch! So I'm going to help it go all the way around. As you see, it's coming off there. And maybe I can assist it. There we go. And voila. Now, it tore here. But since that's covering it, I'm not going to worry too much about it. But I'm feeling this plastic is getting hard again, so I got to let it soak some more. So I'm not going to bore you with the long parts there. What just fell? Oh, He-Man's gauntlet fell. So we'll be back again. So guys, if you ever try this, this is going to be the hardest part to put this back on. Oh my gosh, you have to put it back on. You have to put the belt on first. Try to get it at least up here. Then you stick this piece on. And then you have to tuck it in under, and that's the hard part, is to tuck it under. As you see, it's stretched a little more than what I wanted. Let's see, you can pick that up, guys. You see that? It stretched a little more than I wanted, and it kind of ripped. Hopefully, I'm hoping once it gets cooled down, it like shrinks, thus making it tighter. But there, I have that. Next is the legs. which I had soaking for the hip joint. And hopefully it just pops back on. There we go. Is that the right foot? Nope. Alright, sorry about that. So here we got the next leg. And once this is warm enough, it should just go right on with a little bit of force. As you see, if you look underneath, it got ripped. But so far, so good. Let's put the armor back on. It took me a little bit to get it on there, so I had to take the armor off. So again, if you're gonna do this swap, the loincloth and the buckle is gonna be the hardest part. It can be done, and it can be done a little more carefully. So there we go. Swapped everything, just about everything, and then I was thinking of putting He-Man stuff back on him, but in the meantime I'm gonna file this some more, of course. Let's get the head on. Let's see how it looks. Okay. So once I glue that on, it's gonna look like that. Once I glue that on better, it's gonna look like that. Of course, I'm going to glue it where it's a little tighter and closer to the head. What do I got sitting in here? I got I got the leg, I got the other loincloth, and the other leg on here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start filing away at the glue on here, and glue it back on. Get some crazy glue, glue it on, and I will show you once it's done.